Well, good morning, Glue Troopers. Max of Max's Models here. I want to thank everyone who made the live stream, and I hope you had a good time. So I got some emails about it. Ed North of 56 sent me this picture of the Academy Catalina PBY4, which is in the American early pre-war camo paint scheme. I didn't even know they had that box art. He also says that the back half of this airplane was fabric. You may remember I talked about the wing being partly fabric, but I couldn't remember what it was. And also that it has no flaps, but he goes on to mention that the PBY that's out where he lives has replaced the fabric with metal, which I think was a fairly common modification over time. Also, when they put the bigger engines on them, I saw one that was a PBY-5A, but it had an enlarged rudder because they put more powerful engines on them. Apparently, it was a little under-ruddered if they kept the original tail. That's cool. Thanks for that, Ed. Mr. Elliott sent me one that says, "Hi, Max. Here's some more pictures of the F-14 in camo you showed on tonight's live stream. It was part of an exercise with VF2 and was supposedly painted with water-based temporary paint. Also, additionally, Dave Baranek made a great video on F-14s in camo. It's titled Tomcat Memories 8, Low-Vis and Camo Paint." Well, thank you, Mr. Elliott. Mr. Markle sent me one on P-40s. I'd mentioned I needed to build a couple of P-40s for another Pearl Harbor video. And he says, if you're going with the 1/72nd scale, I recommend the Airfix P-40B and Starfighter decals 72-165. This is what you see in the photo. If you're going with 148, the Revell or Airfix P-40B with Wolfpack design 48015, P-40 Warhawk Part 1. Sprue Brothers has that sheet in stock. He goes on to mention how the things are just a tiny little bit off scale, which is very common. Makes sense why Monogram wanted to make the P-40N look bigger, even though she's 1.7 feet longer than the B in real life, but the spans are the same. And here you see a part next to his P-40B. And finally, Mr. Locke sent me a message that Masamitsu Yoshioka passed away. He was the last surviving Imperial Japanese veteran of the attack on Pearl Harbor, and he just passed away at the age of 106. He was the navigator on a Nakajima case. His aircraft was one of those that took out the USS Utah. He says it's weird to think that the attack on Pearl Harbor is now out of living memory. But I think there were some probably children that witnessed what happened who can remember it that are probably still around. But yes, as far as veterans who actually took part in the battle, it's now completely history. Well, guys, that's what I have for this morning. I hope you're all doing well. I have a family function to go to, so probably won't see you until tomorrow or the next day. Take care of yourselves, and as always, model on.